welcome to Wednesdays at Noon with Pumpkin Putts. I'm Shanique, and I'm your host here at Pumpkin Putts. Of course, if you watch every week, you probably know that by now, and each week we try to bring a different topic. This week we have Socks with a Purpose with Max and me here, and we'll get into that in a second. But before that, I want to describe myself for those that are low vision or blind that might be listening with us. I am a Black woman with long, light brown braids in right now. I'm wearing glasses and a black top, and I have a chain around my neck that has a zodiac sign. You can't really see the zodiac sign, but it's Aquarius. And behind me, oh my God, yay! So anyone who might be listening, I just said yay because our guest, Steph, is also an Aquarius, so she got excited. Behind me is a gray wall with a white pumpkin foot sign. It's written in rainbow letters, and underneath it says Inclusive by Design, toys, bags, jobs. And I think that's it for my description. Again, I'm a Black woman, and I'm wearing a black shirt with long, light brown braids and glasses. So, Steph, if you'd like to describe yourself for those who may be listening, that would be great.
I am a white woman with long, light brownish, light dark blondish hair. I'm wearing an olive green tank top with a gold necklace that's the shape of a big circle. And behind me, I'm in a navy room, and behind me is a window and a Max and Me sign and different pictures and frames that fill me up and make me feel good.
Oh, amazing. I love that. And also, I just want to give a quick shout out to all the parents and also essential workers that are making this pandemic flow by for us. I know that it's been super hard, but hopefully, crossing my fingers that it's almost over. And I just want to give a quick shout out to the parents, whether you are back at work or staying at home still with your children and your family. We love you and we appreciate you, all the essential and frontline workers. You all are amazing, and we just always do that every week. Give a shout out to you all, and I still want to continue to do that. So also, yeah, I think that is it for my beginning introduction, announcements. And I just want to say hey to everyone in the comments. Hi, Robin. Hello, hello. And Rebecca is an Aquarius as well. Woohoo! Team
Wow.
Aquarius are the best. I mean, I love really every sign, but we are the best.
I mean, I have to agree.
Right. So, Steph, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you do?
My name is Steph Degodny, and my company is called Max and Me. We create products inspired by my son Max, but made for everyone. Max is had an in utero stroke, and he's 12 years old now, and he has right-sided hemiplegia, cerebral palsy, and lots of other, challenges and excitement that goes with that. And so we see a lot of challenges on a day-to-day basis, and I wanted to create things that would help Max, but that would be cool enough that everybody could benefit and would want to wear it. So I'm a mom of 3 boys. Max is my youngest, and it's been a journey.
Yeah, I'm sure. And your slogan / tagline is by a mom who understands. Can you tell us why that's important?
With every successful company, there is a why. And the only reason I'm sitting here with you today is because of my why. I didn't grow up dreaming of being an entrepreneur. I dreamt of being a mom. Mm-hmm. And with Max's diagnosis and with the challenges that have come, along with that, there is a lot to understand. And there's a lot that only a mom of an extra needs kid can understand. And so to me, in creating Max and Me, it was really important to create products, but also create community. And I've always believed in the importance of owning your story and sharing your story. I've tried to instill that in Max, that there's no shame in our stories. The only, shame, like silence is what breeds shame, but sharing our story and owning it is empowering. And so I want people, when they see Max and Me, and when they buy our products or are part of our community, I want them to know that we understand. I want to give platform for their voices. I want there to be like shared empowerment in the struggle.
It's so funny because I also have cerebral palsy, and this has become a safe space for me to feel like it's okay for me to share some of my story when it's suitable for me to do that. Like here with Max's story, I feel like it's good for me to say, like, it took a long time for me to get to that level of acceptance, to feel like it was okay for me to share my story. And you're absolutely right that it brings a level of empowerment. And even through Pumpkin Fest, like I've been able to share so much and meet so many parents like you and like all the other amazing parents that we've had on these Wednesday lives who are either doing things like entrepreneur things or they are sharing their stories at home of dealing with children with different levels of abilities and needs. Like it looks so many different ways, but each time everyone is like, thank you so much for showing me that this is possible, Oh
my gosh,
that. So I definitely think that what you're doing here with Max and Me, like even the name and the logo, we'll get to that in a second, but it seems so empowering to me. How does Max feel about it? Like,
well, if you knew Max, to answer that question, I'd have to say depends on the minute. There are some times where I can see what a difference having this company has made with his self-esteem and his sense of self and empowerment. And there are other times where, he wants nothing to do with it. Or when he's wearing the socks and someone and this happens all the time, we'll be in a store, he's wearing the socks and someone will be like, oh my God, I love your socks. And he's a 6th grade boy and he's mortified. He's so embarrassed by the attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 years ago, he loved it. So I think there will be many different, as he grows, there'll be many different, as with all kids, many different iterations of how he feels about it, and how empowered he is versus how he wants to hide his story. Like right now, he wears a hand splint, a wrist splint, to keep his hand from contracturing like that. And he's been really, really embarrassed about wearing it. And he goes to a school for kids with all sorts of different extra needs. So it's a pretty welcoming place, but he wanted to wear his sweatshirt covering it so that all you could see is his fingers. That was great. Okay. And then a couple days ago, it's getting warm here. And a couple days ago, he came home and he's like, Mom, I took my sweatshirt off. And no one really said anything. Or, they asked once and then didn't ask again. And I could just see, just that moment of step forward. There's steps back. But I think that if I continue to push him to own it, to talk about it, even if it looks different in the real world at different times in his development, I think he only ends up winning from that.
Absolutely. And that just made me so happy when you said, he came home and said, Mom, I took my sweatshirt off. I could just imagine what that did for you as a mom, to know that he's gotten to that point.
Yeah.
and felt okay
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, because I could say over and over to him, Max, no one cares. It's no different if you broke, like I try to give all the other examples of how, like, I have glasses. I was like, people in your class wear glasses because, it helps them to see better. You wear this because it helps your wrist to be stronger. It's not, but I can say all that coming in this way. He has to feel it from this way. And definitely. I think that having experience after experience after experience, or conversation after conversation, that's the only way that experience grows from within, and not, coming at him from me or from the world saying, it's okay, it's not a big deal. He has to feel it. So yeah, you're right. It's a big deal. And I felt really good about it.
I can relate to that 100%. I mean, I use forearm crutches, and I've been using them for 20 years now, over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I never felt like they were an extension of my legs, but that's what they are. They help me to be able to stand straight. And now, like, when people ask me, especially children, like, they want to know, like, what is that? Like, why do you use that? And I tell them, you see how when I push you and I put my finger on you, you can stand there? If you were to do that to me, I would probably fall if I don't have these. So these help me to walk. And I'm okay with saying that now. Yeah. But I wasn't when I was Max's age. So I totally get it.
It's a journey and by the way, for everyone. I think, I'm 50. I think of the things that I'm able to own about myself that when I was 25 or 15, I couldn't, we are all on that journey. It's just more obvious for a kid like Max, who has extra needs, what that journey is. But
yeah, definitely. Well, I'm happy that he has gotten to the point now where he feels okay to take his sweatshirt off. And I hope that he continues to have those moments where he's like, you know what, I'm going to do it, whether people like it or not. So
yeah, I hope that too.
And if he watches this, shout out to you, Max. You're awesome.
I will make him watch at least this part.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear what he thinks about it. But hopefully, so that leads us to the next question, which is a great segue. What role does Max have in the company at this point?
Well, he's the face of the company, as I like to remind him. He is our, he's the logo. He is the motivation behind it. And, at varying times, he helps me send out send out packages, and that kind of thing. And, on days where he's feeling like connected and calm and cool and wants to, have something good to say to me, he'll say like, hey Mom, anything happened with Max and me today? And how are things going with Max and me? So it's been like, it has definitely been a real, he shows like the website, to kids at school or to teachers. So there's been a real like ownership of it. And, he's had a lot of struggles, but this whole Max and me thing has turned out to be like a real positive in his life and a real aid to his empowerment. But I mean, truthfully, he thinks that Max and me is going to be the way that he eventually meets Steph Curry, which is really all he cares about and all he's cared about for years. And I have like a whole folder on my computer of all the letters he's written to Steph Curry, telling Steph Curry about himself and all that kind of thing. So somehow in Max's mind, he believes, and he might not be wrong, that somehow his role in Max and me is to eventually meet Steph Curry.
I can totally see that because Steph does sneakers.
I know. Believe me, I have 3 letters from Max about those sneakers, about how he should make them for kids like Max, because Max, and another thing that's so beautiful, like in these letters, it's like, and they're from different ages in Max's life, where he's talk about owning your story. I mean, it's like, hi, Steph Curry, my name is Max. I had a stroke before I was born. I have right-sided hemiplegia. I have cerebral palsy. It's amazing. Owning. Yeah, thanks.
I'm so happy that Lisa's here. I didn't know if she'd be able to make it. Hi, Lisa. But that makes me so happy to hear that. Like it must be such a growing process too, to see like where he was when he first started writing the letters versus like the more recent ones. That is amazing. That's great. And memories to have too. And one day I'm sure that he will get them and he will know who Max is. I'm speaking that into existence.
Crazier things have happened, right?
Yeah, but I think that it is possible. So
Me too.
You keep writing those letters, Max. Seriously, I think that's amazing, and I think Steph will love him when he does meet him one day.
Yep, agreed.
So I actually, so the next question is actually how does the company come up with the designs for socks? But I first would like to know, why did you decide on socks?
So way back when, Max loves basketball, as you probably guessed from his Steph Curry obsession. Yeah. And he wears leg braces, AFOs, for those that don't know, ankle foot orthoses. They come up to like his calf. And when he was playing basketball, he wanted to wear like the tall, funky basketball socks like all the other kids, his brothers and all the other kids were wearing. And so I would buy him extra large men's socks, put them on inside out, and then fold them over his AFOs. And then Steph Curry's face or whoever, whatever the design was, would be upside down. So I decided that we were going to make socks that could be worn straight up, or that could be folded over like how you would a soccer over a shin guard for soccer. And the pattern is printed on both sides. I have one right here. So you can wear it straight up. Here, let me do it. You can wear it straight up. And then because on Max's left foot now, left leg now, he does not wear an AFO. He just has a shoe insert. So he wears on the left side, he wears it straight up. And then on his right side, it folds over his AFO. And the pattern is still right side up.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and there's no heel. Like when he was young, and I used to do this with the extra large, men's basketball socks. Then, in the middle of his calf, there'd be like heels sticking out, because the sock was way, way, way too big. Yeah. So it was just a mess, and there was all this bunched up, in the shoe. So these stretch, and thank you. These stretch, and there's a no heel design, and for people with sensory challenges, there's like no seams. Really comfortable. So we have, thank you, Robin. We have customers that are adults and wear them as dress socks. I have a customer who claims that they are the best horseback riding socks ever made. So again, our mission is inspired by Max, but made for everyone. And I think these deliver that promise.
That's amazing. And how does the company come up with the designs?
We just try to see like what we like in the market. Our latest designs are the pink and blue camo. So we started with, just designs and colors that we love. And then, obviously I don't have to explain why, for a million reasons, why this peace sign is so important. And, now more than ever, we thought this was a great design to have right now.
Steph, random, but I love your nails.
Nails?
Yes.
What's funny about this is that I've been wearing the same gray color on my nail for like 3-4 years, never change it. I get like fun of like, come on, try something new. I'm like, no, pretty happy. So thank you.
You're welcome. My favorite color is gray.
Me too. You're confirming like 3 or 4 years of my choices. So in just one sentence. So thank you. And then
rainbow.
Yep. And the rainbow is a great sock for Pride Month is coming up. So the rainbow to us symbolizes inclusion in many different ways. And then we have the basketball player, because of course Max loves basketball.
Yeah.
And we have our last one down here. Oh, it fell down here. Is the superhero.
Oh,
Which,
I love that.
yeah, I love this one.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and this was also designed by my niece, who designed the logo. So,
Yeah, so can we jump to that question? So I love the story behind your logo. Can you tell our viewers, which we have a few new ones? So hi everyone, thanks so much for joining us.
so yeah, I had the idea to start this company for a while. And as many people can imagine, it's a big leap to take, right?
Yeah.
Especially I was like mom of 3 and, one child with extra needs and all of that. So it was just a sort of like little idea in my heart for a while. And my niece was in town, my niece, Abby, from Austin. Hi, Abby, if she's watching. If not, I'm going to make her watch later. And she is a very talented artist. And I hadn't said it out loud to really anyone. And she had her big art iPad that she was always doodling on. And I walked by and said, if you were just going to draw like a face with like spiky hair and glasses, what would it look like? And she just sort of doodled it. I'm like, and what if the glasses looked like this? And I gave her like Max's the exact glasses he was wearing at the time. And she did that. And I said, and what if it just said Max and me? And I really honestly hadn't even, it's not like I had thought even what the name of the company would be. It really just sort of came like really organically, and so she wrote Max and me, and I said, and what if it said by a mom who understands? I mean, I had literally never thought that through before. It like came through like from the universe, you know what I mean? It just really was so organic. And I said, and what if there was like a circle around it? And I was like, that's the logo. And I just still hadn't told anyone that I was doing this. And I sort of kept it like as my little, like fragile little egg, for, I would say like a month or two. And I would take steps towards doing it. And anytime that I felt like I can't do this, or who am I to be doing this? Or I'm just a mom. I'm not I would like imagine that logo, and it almost like had a life of its own. Like I couldn't let that logo down. That logo now existed in the world, and I had to like push through all my fears because that logo deserved to like be something.
Yeah, I when you told me the story about the logo, it just made me so happy to know that you had someone who understood what your vision was. And is it possible for you to show us the logo on the picture behind you? Because I want the people to see if they haven't seen it.
Well, I have a smaller one here. That's probably easier.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the logo. If you have not seen it, it's on the website as well, obviously. But yeah, it's amazing. I love the pop of color with the glasses. And if you see Max's picture, it embodies him, I think.
Yeah, for
sure. I love it a lot.
For sure. And it's so it's extra meaningful that it's my niece that does it. And now we have every Monday on our Instagram, we have, and on our Facebook, we have Max's Motivational Mondays. And so it's always just inspirational quotes that we're feeling. And then my niece, Abby, does the art for it. So that's become like a real important part of, our messaging and our community. And, people look forward to getting inspired by those things. And then it's just visually so appealing. So I'm so grateful to her that and it just feels good to have her be a part of it. So.
Yeah. And I see that our team said, hi, Abby from Austin. So yes, hi, Abby. And thank you for the amazing logo.
That means?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Hi, Abby.
And Rebecca says, agreed. This is an awesome logo. What a talented niece you have. Yes. Family business is great. I bet Lisa can speak a little bit to that because she has Pumpkin Fuzz is also a proud family business itself. So
nothing better.
yeah, really, honestly. So our next question would be, Robin said, "We're so glad you started this company. What a lovely logo story, all from family and from the heart." Yes.
Thank you. It's true.
Yes,
Thank you.
Robin.
Thank you.
What are some of the key differences between your socks and traditional socks?
So, our sock, I mean, I spoke to it a little bit, but our socks, traditional socks, just can't be worn with AFOs. Or, maybe if they're knee highs and you can pull them up all the way, they don't fold over. So they just start to slide down, and then the AFO is rubbing against the bare leg.
I've had that problem, yeah. And then Lisa also was talking about that. We were talking about that internally too, that used to happen.
Yep.
For her one as well. But yeah, it's a real thing, and then it leaves marks on your skin when the socks.
And then also, like, there are socks made for AFOs like that we found when Max was younger, and they were just like white, like hospital grade socks. It was nothing comfortable, it was nothing stylish. Like Max is a kid who wants to express himself through his clothing, 80% of which is Steph Curry clothing, but still it's him expressing himself. And, he wanted to have socks that he didn't want to have to wear like medical supply socks. He wanted cool, fun socks. And then, like I said, the other difference is that it's printed on both sides. So you can wear them straight up or folded over. And the no seam design and the no heel design.
I love that. And I would love to see like more people with AFOs having them. And I think that now that they are, just to think that there was someone who thought my son could benefit from this, but I'm going to create it so everyone can. I just think that's amazing.
Thank you.
And the fact that you decided, you saw something and then you decided to just go for it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
And then, just to sort of continue with like the empowerment inspiration piece of the company, when we send out a pair of socks, we send it with like a card that has a, just remember, and something, inspirational quote, something empowering, something that I feel like parents of kids with extra needs especially like need to hear, want to hear. And that's part of our mission too, is just, trying to let people know they're not alone and trying to empower on a daily basis really is the goal.
Yeah, and I think that's amazing. Just like you said, by a mom who understands. Moms who are in it understand best. So
yeah,
we
it's
totally,
not always easy, and not always easy to stay positive about things,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
My mom usually watches these lives, and I think that she would agree with you on that.
Yeah. Hi, Shanique's mom.
I will tell her to watch this. I think right now she's not. But usually
she did an amazing job.
Oh, thank you.
Now she has to watch it.
Thank you so much. So do you ever want to expand to anything else other than socks?
Yeah. So we have ideas for gloves. We have ideas for boots. But we've actually started to work on a different kind of toothbrush, which really caught us by surprise because it doesn't necessarily go with the clothing and accessories. But again, the whole idea of Max and Me is inspired by Max, made for everyone. And we saw a problem with how challenging it was for Max to brush his teeth, not just with, I thought that if he brushed his teeth with his non-affected side, that he should have no problem. But there's a lot of motor planning that goes into toothbrushing, like lots of other skills. And anyone who has challenges with praxis or any kind of motor planning, there's a lot that goes into it. So we are coming up with a product that sort of hopefully will take the challenges out of teeth brushing for millions and millions of people.
Well, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Look out for it.
So follow us at Maximi Gear if you want to know more.
Yes, follow Maximi Gear on Instagram, Facebook, their website, which we'll get into that way a little later. And I know, Steph, you said this question is a little hard for you, but I'm still going to ask it because I would love to know what you are thinking. Where do you see the company in 5 years?
You know, this, by the way, this question is hard for me, whether it's about Maximi or anything, you know, just somehow, you know, imagining how big do you dream? Do you dream so big? Do you dream, you know, but as far as Maximi, look, I hope that it is something first and foremost that Max is really proud of and really a big part of. You know, in 5 years, Max will be 17. I hope that a lot of his teen years, you know, was improved by what we're doing here, and his role in it. I hope that that we are making many products, toothbrushes, gloves, boots. I hope that we have socks of all sizes. I hope that you know, we have successfully gotten the term extra needs out there. That's always resonated more for me than special needs. Because you know, I always felt sort of odd saying that my son had special needs when I have two other sons who are equally as special and their needs are equally as special. And so extra needs sort of always resonated with me. Like everyone's needs are special. Max just has some extra ones. So I hope that in 5 years, extra needs is part of the vernacular as much as all the other terms that people use. I hope that in 5 years, Max and Me is in many different stores. We are going to be part of JCPenney, is starting, as you guys know, because you're there too, you know, the adaptive department. I hope that, and we're going to be part of that this summer online at JCPenney. And I hope that adaptive departments are in all stores. And I hope that this, in 5 years, it just like, of course, it goes without saying that, you know, that products are made for the, you know, inspired by the adaptive community, but made for everyone, because the products are so great that everyone would want to use them. And to me, like the whole inclusion revolution is that it's making products inspired by the extra needs community, but cool enough and awesome enough that everybody wants them.
Yes.
So I hope Max and Me is a big part of that in 5 years.
I think it will be. And I think the fact that you are doing this so authentically, I have no doubt. I believe in the power of manifestation, and yeah, it will be great. And the fact that you are clearly, this is where your passion is. So and I think that Max will be a great, like, continue to be a great person to represent the company, and until he doesn't want to do it anymore. Maybe he will not. We'll get to that point. Yeah.
He'll say, I don't need the Max in me. I can just be the Max.
Yeah, exactly. But the Max in me is like Max as in him and you, right?
So yeah.
He'll always want you to be a part of his journey.
I hope so. I don't know.
So do you have any dream collaborations that you'd like to see happen with Max and Me?
Yeah, I mean, have I mentioned Steph Curry? You know, collaborating with different sports teams would be phenomenal. You know, being able to partner with, you know, the NBA, the MLB, football teams. You know, we made a couple samples when we first started, and we have a Golden State Warriors one and and we did another team. I can't remember what other team we did, and it looks so good, and I think that so many people, like WNBA teams, so many kids would love to wear things, their favorite team on them. So yeah, that's a dream collaboration for sure.
That would be amazing. And like I said, when you brought up Steph Curry before, I think it's totally possible for like the NBA and Steph Curry and the WNBA. I mean,
Yeah.
to see Max and me gear socks,
yeah,
literally everywhere. I mean, why not? Look at the message behind the company. I don't see why not.
Okay, I love it. And then I will say that I already am in a dream collaboration right now because our charitable partner, WAWOS, which stands for We're All Working on Something. Like, of course, it's been my the mantra of our family for since I've had kids. But every sock sold, $1 goes to WAWOS, and they are just doing amazing things. And Jackie, the founder, is like my dream, person to collaborate with. And they're doing amazing things. They make walker capes for kids that use walkers, and they have WAWOS Wishes where they donate to organizations that are doing amazing things in the extra needs community. And it's just been a really great partnership and collaboration. So
I bet.
I want to give them a shout out.
If you want to get involved in that piece of Max and Me, they have a donate page on their website, which is maxandmegear.com. And
so actually, so what that is it's another way for people to maybe they're inspired by the story, but they don't need the socks, but they want to get them in the hands of kids that do need the socks. There is a link on the donate page. It gives a whole explanation of what we do with it, but it allows us to donate to different organizations, fundraisers. We do different giveaways on our social media where people tag superstars in their lives and explain why they are inspired by them. And it's just such a great place for people to be celebrated. And once they're tagged and see themselves, how they're described, how other people view them, and then we send them socks too. So just another way to get involved.
That's amazing. And again, you can visit the link that's on the page right now, maxandmegear.com/donate, to learn more about all the different ways that you can support Max and Me Gear, how we can get involved and donate socks and purchase socks to give to other people. I mean, there's so many different ways in which you can get involved with Max and Me Gear.
And there's a link to WAWOS on our page also. So
yeah.
More about them too.
I love what WAWOS stands for. We are all,
me too,
working on something. I just love that.
It's so true.
It is. It's very true.
I tell Max that all the time. We're all working on something. You just happen, everyone's got the thing. Everyone's got their thing. You just happen to know what some of yours are right now. No one gets to skate through life without their things.
Definitely. I love that. Yeah. And as we know, we are in a pandemic, and I know it's been hard for everyone. What is one thing you've learned?
Well, I learned that the school that Max was attending wasn't working for him because I was teaching him at the kitchen table one-on-one, and I realized in the spring of the pandemic that this was not going to work, and got him into this amazing school. Shout out to Cove School in Northbrook, Illinois. Wow. I got him into that school where he is getting all of his needs met. And I don't think that I would have learned that quite so starkly if we weren't in the pandemic.
I love that. Actually, I think that when it first started, it was a surprise for everyone to know that we would be at home full time, and then a lot of the people with children, they're like, oh wow, like I'm really learning my child now. Like
Yeah.
I knew my child, but now it's to a whole different level. So I love that you see that as a positive, Steph,
Yeah.
that you got to get him into an amazing school that
Yeah.
works
Oh my
for
God.
him.
We tried to
Yeah.
really, I mean, not to, there was a lot of things that were really hard about it,
Of
obviously.
course. Yeah.
But I really did try to like consciously talk about the silver linings, the silver linings of, I actually like my family. Like we spent a lot of time together. I actually like my 3 kids. I actually am in love with my husband. I mean, those are all that stuff. Like there were definite silver linings. We got to spend a lot of time together. It's time to move out of it now. But I think there are some real lessons that I hope that that a lot of us like keep with us. The idea that we filled our time so busy, and now we're just sort of like mindfully putting our lives back together and sort of leaving out what we realized we didn't want or need when we didn't have it during the pandemic. I think it's important that people are going to sort of hopefully mindfully reconstruct their lives in a way that works better than it did before.
I agree. And even Rebecca said, those are amazing things to learn during a lockdown. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Thinking back on it, it was really pretty crazy for everyone. But
Yeah.
to see all the different things that people are learning and hoping that we can keep even coming out of this pandemic, it's been pretty great to know that some people actually like enjoyed being home with their children, and some people made it what it had to be, but made it good in the
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So my last question would be, what is one piece of advice you would give parents who also have children in the space and want to start a business or a 501c3?
I mean, I guess I would say that if you have the passion and if you have the reason why, you have enough. It's not like I said, it's not like I grew up dreaming of being an entrepreneur. And I'm sort of figuring it out as I go along, but the drive and the fire and the passion is really what makes people stand up and notice, like, oh, I think I want to know more about your company, because as these extra needs parents know, we cannot fake our drive and our passion and our motivation to help our kids. That cannot be fake. That is as authentic as it gets. And I think that if you start with that as your reason why, it doesn't matter what kind of business experience you have. I think an important thing that I realized is that maybe I didn't have like business success or business experience, but I had success fighting for my kids. I had success getting Max into that school. I had success helping him get the right therapist and not taking no for an answer. I had success in all different ways that that translate to this kind, to a business. So, passion, drive, and your reason why. If you have that, you have what it takes.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Steph, for being here today, for doing this with us, for teaching us a little bit more about Max and me. And tell Max we said hi.
I will.
That we think that what he's doing is amazing. Keep writing your letters, Max, if you watch this. I believe that all you have to do is keep on doing it, and it'll get into the right hands one day. You watch and see.
Yeah, I believe.
If you want to support Max and Me gear, check out maxandmegear.com and donate some socks to other children and adults out there at maxandmegear.com/donate. And there are other ways in which you could get involved. And Lisa said, thank you so much. Very inspiring for me. Yes, Parents Unite.
I can't wait to meet you guys in person one day.
I can't wait either, and I'm sure we can't wait because it's been pretty crazy.
It's tough.
We recently saw each other in person for the first time, and it's been great.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully one day we can see each other. And yeah, follow Max and Me on Facebook. Max and Me is the link, and Instagram Max and Me Gear. And yeah, thank you again, Steph, for being here.
It was so much fun. I love talking to you, Shanique. Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. See everyone next week. Bye.
Bye.